Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Blow Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
OB Aidan.
Here we are, all three of us. Patreon's your thing. Check out the link in the description below. Helps put the channel. Starts at just $3 a month, and there's loads and loads of stuff on there. Full watch-alongs of things like Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Seinfeld, Welcome to Wrexham, F is for Family, Band of Brothers, absolutely loads of stuff. Got a sports tier on there as well, which is do all sports reactions and sports videos as well. So check it out if it's for you. America's Strangest Unsolved Mystery. There's not many mysteries that go unsolved nowadays.
No.
It's a bit hard now, isn't it?
Yeah, nowadays it's got a lot more difficult to sort of like do anything that's
Cameras everywhere and
yeah. Let's see what
DNA.
this is. I don't know what story this is. America's Strangest Unsolved Mystery. Let's go.
July 11th, 1996, Knoxville, Tennessee. A construction worker, while working his usual shift, discovers a dead body in a parking lot. He's half-dressed, barefoot, and surrounded by thousands of dollars in mixed currency, US, Canadian, and German bills scattered around him. No weapon, no witnesses, no clear cause of death, just bruises, scratches, and a head injury. His name? Blair Adams. A man who, just days earlier, believed someone was after him. Told friends and family he was in danger, saying, "They're trying to kill me," but never explained who they were. In the days leading up to his death, Blair had been acting strangely. He emptied his bank accounts, withdrew everything in cash, and tried to flee Canada, not once, but multiple times. He abandoned cars, bought last-minute plane tickets, and took a bizarre, erratic route to the United States, as if he was desperately trying to escape something or someone. Then, just 12 hours after checking into a Knoxville motel, he was found dead. His valuables untouched, his body left in the open, half-dressed and barefoot. The question is, what was Blair Adams running from? And more importantly, why was he found dead lying half-naked in a parking lot?
Someone definitely wanted him.
yeah, but why would you not tell your friends and family who was after you?
It depends on what you've done, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Depends,
But don't want to
obviously.
say what you've done, do you?
Eh?
Don't want to say what you've done.
No,
to,
you don't.
to your
No,
family.
that's what I'm saying. You don't want to tell them what you've done. You just want to keep it a secret and just go on the run. And but he's got like I say, I don't know if did he say he was from Canada? Didn't get if he said he was
I don't
Canadian.
know, but he was living there.
Living there, yeah. He's gone to USA, but he had found with Canadian dollars, US dollars, and German Deutschmarks, I guess. But I just makes you wonder if
When they first started, I thought, he's obviously gone a bit loopy and he's imagining it.
usually comes down to like large amounts of money or drugs.
Yeah.
For someone to do this and not take the money and just do you and leave you for everything else. So there's no trace on anyone coming back on anyone. Professional hit.
Yeah.
Hopefully we find out what the mystery is.
Yeah.
Surrounded by money, with no clear cause of death. Blair Adams wasn't always like this. By all accounts, he was a normal guy, friendly, hardworking, and well-liked in his community. At 31 years old, he had built a stable life in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, working as a foreman for a construction company. He had no known enemies, no criminal record, and no history of mental illness. But then, something changed. It started in the early summer of 1996. Friends and family noticed he was acting strangely, restless, paranoid. He told his mother, Sandra, that someone was trying to kill him. He confided in coworkers that he was in serious danger, but the problem was that he never said who he was in danger from. Who were they? Some believed Blair may have gotten involved in something he wasn't supposed to, maybe unknowingly. While he had no criminal history, there were rumors that he had briefly associated with people involved in illegal dealings through his construction work. Perhaps he saw or overheard something he shouldn't have. Others point to a history of drug use, while Blair wasn't.
That's another one. Something you've heard.
Yeah.
How unlucky is that?
Yeah. Well, it's if you hear something, you're not supposed to say what it is. I don't know if it's like that's the rule of thumb in it. Just don't say anything. Don't repeat it if it's not doesn't concern you.
Yeah.
But if he's going off telling people and he's starting to spread a bit of a rumor, then that's when especially if it's the wrong ones that get
Yeah, when the heavies come out.
Yeah, correct.
Known to be a heavy user, some believe he may have had a bad reaction to a substance, triggering paranoia and delusions.
That's what I thought.
But Blair's paranoia only escalated. He stopped sleeping, convinced someone would come for him in the night, often describing how they would stab him and kill him. He told people at work that he wouldn't be around much longer. He became so unsettled that his boss had to send him home early one day. Then came the first major red flag. On Friday, July 5th, 1996, Blair emptied his safe deposit box at the bank. He took out thousands of dollars in cash, gold bars, platinum coins, and expensive jewelry.
What's he
Hang
doing with
on a
all
minute.
that?
Guy's a foreman on a building site. He's got gold bars.
Never
and,
been in trouble before.
Yeah. He's got stashed there, hasn't he?
Yeah,
You know
he's,
what I
he's
mean?
done something, hasn't he?
He was preparing to run. That same day, he attempted to enter the United States via ferry from Victoria, British Columbia, to Seattle, Washington. However, immigration officials flagged Blair as a potential drug courier due to the large amount of cash he was carrying. In the early morning hours of July 9th, Blair was found by Canadian Border Patrol officers attempting to cross the border on foot at the Pacific Highway border crossing. Despite these setbacks, Blair was determined to leave Canada. On July 9th, he rented a Nissan Altima in Vancouver and successfully crossed into the US by car the next day. Upon arriving in Seattle, he purchased a round-trip ticket to Frankfurt, Germany, where he had previously worked on a project for his stepfather's construction company and had dated a German woman. However, she later informed law enforcement that he had not contacted her about visiting. Strangely, Blair did not board the flight to Frankfurt. Instead, he exchanged his ticket for a one-way flight to Washington, D.C. Landing at Dulles Airport around 6:45 a.m. on July 10th, he rented a Toyota Camry and continued driving south, eventually arriving in Knoxville, Tennessee that evening. It was now July 10th, late afternoon, and his journey had taken a strange turn. At around 5:30 p.m., he pulled into a gas station, but there was a problem. He couldn't find his rental car keys. He told the clerk he was having difficulty with his car key and was unable to enter the vehicle. Gerald Sapp, an interstate repair service driver, was called to assist. Sapp quickly identified that Adams was attempting to use a key from his previous vehicle, a Nissan he had abandoned in Seattle, instead of the correct key for the Toyota Camry he was currently driving. Despite Sapp's suggestion to search his pockets for the correct key, Adams seemed confused and insisted he had the right one. Finding no resolution, Sapp arranged for the car to be towed to a local repair shop and gave Adams a ride to the Fairfield Inn, a nearby motel. Surveillance footage from the motel lobby showed him acting erratically. He paced back and forth for nearly 40 minutes, repeatedly entering and exiting the building. Each time he stepped outside, he would quickly glance around, scanning the parking lot, as if expecting someone to be there. But no one was. The motel clerk later recalled how nervous he seemed. He fumbled with his money, eventually handing over $100 in cash for a one-night stay, even though he had a credit card on him. When the clerk tried to give him his room...
No trace, you see. And the other one he did was divert the plane, book a return trip to Frankfurt, don't board it. Looks like you're going, yeah, he's got a receipt for booking that, whatever, and then he's bolted and took a flight to DC and then drove to Knoxville. But I don't know who could be after him, I'm trying to work this out here. No, don't use your credit card.
How they're finding him as well.
key,
that's what I
Blair
mean.
grabbed it hastily and walked off without waiting for further instructions. But the weird part is, Blair never went to his room. Instead, he was seen walking in and out of the lobby multiple times, each time looking more paranoid than before. Then, at 7:37 p.m., he suddenly walked out of the motel one final time, leaving everything behind. His bags, his ID, his money, all of it still inside his motel room. No one knows where he went after that. By the morning of July 11th, less than 12 hours later, Blair Adams was found dead. The morning of July 11th, 1996, just hours after Blair was last seen leaving his motel, a construction worker in an empty parking lot on Crosswood Boulevard noticed something strange: a dead body. There, lying half-dressed and barefoot, was Blair Adams, his body surrounded by scattered cash and valuables. US, Canadian, and German currency lay strewn across the ground, along with a fanny pack of gold and jewelry. But something was wrong. Blair's pants were inside out, his shoes removed, and his shirt ripped open. At first glance, there were no obvious fatal injuries, but closer examination told a different story. He had bruises, cuts, and scratches all over his body, as if he had been in a struggle. The cause of death? A severe blow to the stomach. The impact was strong enough to rupture his internal organs, something forensic experts say is extremely rare without a weapon. Even stranger, there were no defensive wounds, no sign that he had fought back. Yet, there were no signs of a robbery. His valuables were left untouched. But the weird part was that the motel key to room 205, the one Blair had checked into the night before, was missing. When authorities arrived at the scene, they were immediately puzzled by the bizarre nature of Blair Adams' death. At first, the lack of a murder weapon or gunshot wounds suggested that his death might have been accidental. But the severe blow to his stomach, powerful enough to rupture internal organs, made that theory unlikely. The money scattered around him, the valuables left untouched, and the missing motel key only deepened the mystery. This didn't look like a robbery. Detectives started retracing Blair's last known movements. They interviewed motel staff at the Fairfield Inn, who recalled his erratic behavior, how he kept pacing back and forth in the lobby, entering and exiting the building multiple times before finally heading to his room. Despite interviewing family, friends, and motel staff, police found no concrete leads, no DNA, no fingerprints, no witnesses, and no theory that made complete sense. The case eventually went cold. To this day, Blair Adams's death remains one of the strangest unsolved cases in American history.
Weird.
That's really weird. Do you know what I think?
Well, there's no cell phones then, neither was there.
I think he's been out in the parking lot. Somebody's been out there, seen him acting weird, got into an altercation with him, punched him. And
Would
then,
have robbed him.
no, why would you rob him?
You would.
What do you mean? Why would you
If
rob him?
someone's got into an altercation in a car park with you, and they've got gold bars and stuff, you're robbing them as well. If you're punching him and he's dead, you're going to rob him as well.
I don't
If
think
you're going
so.
for murder, you might as well take what you can.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think
100%.
you're robbing him as well.
You
I
think you'd rob him?
He's 100%.
Not me.
No.
I'm not killing them in the first place.
No, exactly. But it
No,
could
but
have
if I
been,
got
could have been like one of them power guns, that like shoot like bags out that's hit him. I don't know how powerful they are, but I imagine his stuff. I don't know kind of a marks. He didn't mention any marks on his body that could have like caused that severe. Because you've had a big bruise there. When he said bruising,
Yeah.
but whatever's hit you in the stomach to sort of like rupture your internals would have been a powerful blow that would have left bruising of some kind in the body, wouldn't it? But I think it's.
But what also from mum said, what are the chances of him like going on this escape from Canada and everything for it to just be an altercation from a random guy in a car park?
Yeah, you're right. I think this is definitely for me. It sort of like comes across as more of a governmental hit, if you know what I mean.
Think?
Yeah, that's what it's.
It's a strange one.
He's been followed. There's no what you got to remember. Then there wasn't much CCTV.
No.
There was no cell phones. Credit cards were around, but few and far. They weren't as used as they are today.
Yeah, you could have more of a bank
And he's
card.
paid by cash. And he's got the cash and gold, and he's got loads. He's got a stash of something. Whether he stole that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's someone's after him for all the stuff he stole, like jewellery, gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
money.
but and then they would have took it back.
But whoever it is, he's been followed, hasn't he? And someone with the right opportunities got him, and finished him off by the looks of it. Eh?
Very
I don't
strange.
I don't think it's like paranoid and killed himself. I think it's definitely. It's
Well, no,
definitely
you
been
can
him.
tell from the
Yeah.
scratches all over his body that it's not himself.
But he's definitely been followed.
But
And when
he's
you get,
not- it
When
says
you
he
get
didn't
followed to them,
fall back.
when you get followed to them levels, if it was government, though, they would have turned him around in Canada. But it's definitely got that sort of like high end. Someone following him, keeping an eye on him wherever he goes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very
Weird
strange.
one, though, right? It's be interesting to see if there's anything ever further on that.
Yeah.
But I can't see it because it's dated back to what
96.
96, yeah, so quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Interesting story though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.